Hi. I don't know who this is for, but in the spirit of obedience, I found that I had to, in order to get this out, this is the way I had to do it. Really don't have time to sit down and make a video, an actual pretty nice looking video. So I decided to go live. Hope everybody's doing okay now and in the future. And this story is to help someone. I should have done this years ago, but like I said, no time to sit down and create a video. So we've gone live. First live. I hope you all can hear me okay. Once you are led to this video. So I know Yahweh will lead whoever needs to hear this to this video. Welcome to my channel. If you enjoy this video, like, subscribe, share, and ring the notification bell if you like the video, the live. So minding my own business, and this video may be all over the place because I'm multitasking. I'm Katie Free, and the free comes from, in my name, it comes from free from all the bull. So first we're going to start with deliverance from degenerative osteoarthritis. There was a lot more than just osteoarthritis. So I'm minding my own business in my 3-inch heels, walking around at the place that I was employed. About 2010 or 2011. I can't remember. I wish I would have journaled this. I didn't even think about it. I don't know why, but I didn't journal it. So I'm walking around in my 3-inch heels. I feel this sharp pain in my lower back. Oh, okay. That was uncomfortable. That really hurt. So I said, okay, maybe I pulled something. So I'm walking around. A few minutes later, more intense pain. It really hurt. So I sat down in my 3-inch heels. I think I took my shoes off and walked. I sat down for about an hour. I walked back to the office that I was working out of, changed shoes. I thought that maybe I'd pulled something. So this pretty much was a journey that lasted about 10 years. I wasn't in that much pain for 10 years because I was led to different, first I was led to traditional medicine, and then I was led to non-traditional medicine, the one that's in the Bible. Excuse me for that interruption. Ones that Yahweh actually have for us that's out in it's out in the world. It's for the healing of the nations. It grows all out in all over the place. It's called herbs. We'll get back to that. So during this journey, I went to the medical doctor. I had x-rays and I had seen something. I was watching Dr. Oz. I don't know if you're familiar with this show. And a woman was on there saying that when we get x-rays, MRIs, make sure we get a copy of it because a lot of times the doctors don't tell us everything. And they also said to get an MRI as well instead of an x-ray because the MRI shows everything that's going on a lot better, clearer than an x-ray. So I got that. And while I'm dealing with this back issue, I'm also dealing with constipation, which exasperated the back issue. The constipation came from a gluten intolerance. So while visiting the Western medicine doctor, I was given for constipation, no, for the back pain, I was given Flexeril. Flexeril causes constipation. So you see how they just set me up? We're going to keep your back hurting. And we're also going to lie about what we saw on the MRI as well. So let me fast forward to that point. So during the time, let's not get there yet. I know I'm all over the place. But during that time, I'm sitting up here watching cable because I couldn't really do anything, couldn't really move. Every step, about every 5 steps, excruciating pain in my lower back. Excruciating to the point where, and I was blessed, super blessed, because I had a job where I accumulated about 200 days of sick time a year, and I had been there for about 5 or 6 years. So you can only imagine how many days I had accumulated. I may be exaggerating on the days per year. I don't remember, but I know it was a lot. And I'd never taken off a lot of days. I'd never really taken off because in my mind, if I call in sick and I'm not sick, I'm going to get sick. So I didn't like to do that as well. And I pretty much enjoyed my job. so, so during this time, I would take off I would take off the maximum amount of days without getting a doctor's statement because the doctor refused to give me more doctor statements after a certain amount of time of getting doctor statements. So I had to just go in. I would take off, I think it was 9 days. And then after 9 days, we would have to have a doctor statement. So I took the 9 days, I would go in. It would take me an hour to get to the main office to clock in. That was so bad. The building was really, really huge. So it would take me, and people would see me coming in and they'd be like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I would just tell them I was a little tired because I worked in a high school and the students were pretty decent for a lot of their situations they have no control over or had no control over because they were being poisoned with these vaccines and the horrible food they were eating. But let's not talk about that right now. So I would endure one day of that, and meanwhile, I'm still constipated. So I'm going to the washroom. In the office that I worked in, next door was the men's washroom. And I think it was during the summertime and the students weren't in the building. Nobody was really in the building, just a few people. So I had to sneak over next door to the men's washroom to try and go number two because I always felt like I have to poop. I had to poop because the gluten intolerance pretty much turned my bowels, the feces, into brick, into glass. It felt like I was passing glass. So, like I said, I'm all over the place with this. So, the gluten thing I didn't know about until after I went to address the back issue. So, going back, this was about a 6 month journey. No, maybe a couple of months journey. So, while I was at where I worked, a couple of coworkers saw me, one took pity on me and told me about some cherry juice I could take for the inflammation. Said it was probably inflammation. Just take, this cherry juice. Go to the health food store and see if you can find it. So I did that. It did help a lot, but that pain is still there, you all. That was I would never wish that level of pain on anybody. Because when the lower back is the middle of your body. It's the middle of my body, so I couldn't really. It's not like your leg hurts and maybe you can kind of limp on the other leg or your arm hurts, but it's the middle. It was the middle of my body. so so I so then I had another coworker tell me about someone that that coworker knew that was a Napa therapist. I've never heard of that before. Fusion therapist. So a Napa therapist, fusion therapist is a doctor who is kind of like a chiropractor, but the Napa therapist manipulates everything except for the bones. So it's kind of tolerable. It's more tolerable, than a chiropractor, but it's still kind of painful afterwards because things are being pushed back into where they haven't been for years. So you're being realigned properly. So let me go back out of this and go to something else real quickly. So before I went to see the Napa therapist, I had to bring all of my X-rays and MRIs and all of those things. Oh, I didn't tell you all while I was sitting in the recliner, because all I did was sleep and sit in the recliner and eat one tortilla chip a day because everything I ate turned to pretty much glass or cement. So I couldn't really eat that much. I drank a crap load of water. It did not help. It was still super constipated. So I saw the commercial. I was watching HSN, QV, no, it was HSN. And they showed the sleep number bed. I'm like, well, let me go try this bed. It looks like it would really help. So in that time, I ended up getting that bed. I'm telling you, the first night, the first morning that I got up, you know how sometimes some people have stiff backs. I haven't had a stiff back since then, and that was 2011. I have not had a stiff back since 2011 before I got that bed. And I also saw some shoes. They were called Bionics, and they pretty much have insoles where they properly align the body, where the knees are properly aligned. Everything is properly aligned. Knees, hips, everything to cut down on pain in those areas. So I got some bionic shoes, and that really helped as well. They have sandals, they have sneakers. I think I started off with Dr. Weil. That's the one I started off with. I didn't get the bionics immediately because they weren't sold in the store that I went to. So I tried Dr. Weil and they worked out. But they were kind of ugly shoes. So I went to the Bionics, found a store that sold those shoes and got some Bionics. Going back to during that time I was watching all types of cooking videos because I knew I was going to get a healing. I knew that Yahweh was not going to leave me like that. There was no way. And I had people suggest that I get a handicap placard. I'm like, nope, I'm not speaking that on my life. I'm not doing that. And I never got one. So I'm looking at all these foods I'm going to eat when I get well, not knowing that you're not eating some of that stuff because you can no longer have gluten or nightshade foods. So here we go, you all. So after going to the medical doctor, the Western medical doctor, I got an MRI. I had gone to one of the best hospitals and I got an MRI and I got a copy of that MRI. Before that, I had called the doctor. The doctor called me back with the results of the MRI and said, oh, you just have some degenerative osteoarthritis in your back. It's nothing major. It's just a part of getting older. Oh, there's nothing you can do about it. Oh, you just have to learn to live with it. And while he's telling me that, I'm cussing him in every word in my mind. You are a liar. There's no way in heck that I'm not going to be healed. There's no way. I am not. No. So I make an appointment with the Napa therapist, the fusion therapist, and I take a copy of the MRI. The doctor looks at the MRI and says, the reason you have the excruciating pain in your lower back is because your discs are tilted and touching. Bone on bone. Can you imagine? I don't know if anybody's ever had bone on bone pain. That is some pain. There's not even a level of pain. 1,000%. No, that is horrible pain. So, and I forgot to tell you all that the Western doctor signed me up for physical therapy, and I was doing that. It was doing pretty well, but it wasn't fixing the tilted disc in my lower back. So that was just to get some funds and to just keep me sick so that I can be generating funds for the doctors and the physical therapy place. But that's how it works. Profit over people. We don't care as long as we're making money to buy our luxury autos, our big houses, go on our long vacations in exotic places. Yeah. So the doctor, so the Napa therapist, and I forgot to tell you all, I was so late for that appointment. I had gotten there in plenty of time, and I was told by the doctor that parking is limited. And I think I was told by someone I could park across the street, but that parking lot was surprisingly closed. It wasn't supposed to be closed. So I was a little late. I wasn't real late. I was about 15 minutes late. And this doctor took pity on me. And the doctor had some type of band rehearsal, but graciously took me and worked on me immediately. So it was an hour long session. It wasn't that expensive. It was like maybe $65. I don't know if that was because I was referred by someone that the doctor knew, a relative. I have no idea, but it was not that expensive. So, but I had to go like every 2 weeks for like the first year, and then it dwindled down to a month every 4 weeks. And in the meantime, I was taking fish oils prescribed by the napotherapist. And I didn't tell you all that during that time I had gone to a health food store and told them about all the issues I'd been having. And they pretty much gave me about $800 worth of supplements to take. I'm going to come back to that. I'm going to come back to that part. $800, at least $800 a month. I thank God I had a great paying job. I worked for the school board job. I was getting paid. But anywho, what was I talking about? So yeah, and then the napotherapist also told me about a holistic doctor that he knew. Awesome doctor. The doctor is no longer practicing, and also the holistic doctor is no longer practicing. Isn't that's just a loss? That's a great big loss. But anywho, I went to the holistic doctor. The holistic doctor ran a whole bunch of tests on me to address the constipation. Come to find out, I had to take a blood test because it sounded like I had an intolerance to gluten, which it was exactly that. So I took a blood test. I was told not to take gluten for 30 days. It takes 30 days for it to get out of your system. So I did that for 30 days. Actually, the very next day, I had some embarrassing issues as well, you all. I'm going to share this with you all. I don't want to, but it's going to help somebody. So I had offensive breath. It wasn't real bad for about most of my life. And I'm telling you, the holistic doctor told me not to take anything gluten, even in the products, not only in the food, the products. Don't use fluoride. Do not drink tap water. The very next day, embarrassing issue gone. Gone. I want to kiss every man on the planet. Oh my gosh, that right there. Boy. So yeah, so all that time, tap water and or fluoride and or gluten. Well, of course, gluten. And I was also told that fluoride breaks down bones. So that was the reason why. 'Cause I did have some degenerative bone issues, but the main issue was my two discs were touching. So going through this process, it was, I had to change my diet. No nightshade foods, no gluten. I think I already said that. And some other things that I can't remember right now. It's written down in the workup in the notes that the doctor gave me. So I'm going to the health food store. I actually showed the doctors everything that the health food store re- suggested as a suggestion. Thank God. God is really great. I wish this would not have happened, but things happen for a reason. So the health food store that I went to, there's a woman working there who had pretty much experienced most of the same things that I had. So she had taken everything she had taken that helped her. She pretty much told me about, and it was a lot. I was taking so many supplements, you all, and most of those pills were so huge. They were huge. I had my little pill jar, and I had to take them, trying to take them at the place that I worked at, and trying to sneak and take before I eat taking here, taking there, just trying to sneak and take them so people won't see. If I think I got caught a few times, I said these are just a bunch of supplements that I'm taking just to stay healthy. So yeah. So what was I talking about? So yeah. So during my journey, I accidentally did yoga, and I didn't know that yoga was pretty much worshiping different gods that are not, they are pagan gods. So I didn't find that out till years, till like maybe last year. And I had been doing this in 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014. Surprisingly, when I was doing those poses, doing the yoga, I still had some pain. So, and then I was doing something called classical stretch. No, I was not. I was doing, what is that called? Margaret. It was on channel, it was PBS. It was called, I forgot the name of it, but it was on PBS, and it was a woman named Margaret. I can't remember her last name, but she used to come on, and I used to do her videos until I eventually, and I don't know when, found out about classical stretch. Classical stretch. Oh, it was Body Electric with Margaret Richardson. So I was doing classical stretch, and that was kind of rough on the body. And I was also doing some physical therapy that I had gotten from the physical therapy place. And it was actually pretty good. So I do that at night, and then the Napa therapist prescribed a back disc and disc hydrator. It's a disc hydrator. The doctor recommended that. So I got that and I started using that once a week. I'm telling you all, the first day, after the first day of the Napa therapist, going back to that, I took, I had to take painkillers the next time I went. So I had to take a leave because afterwards, things, like I said, things were put back into places that they probably were never put back into. I was told not to wear anything more than 2-inch heels, because I used to wear those 3-inch heels. You all, I love cute shoes. I love them. So, but it's okay. They have cute flats, cute 2-inch heels. There's nothing. I'd rather never put on another heel again if it causes that level of pain that I went through. That was horrible. And thank Yahweh that I had an automobile that was, I had an well, I have an SUV. I had an SUV, and it was pretty high up off the ground. Cause I can't imagine getting, if I had to sit down in a car that was on the ground or a car that was low. Just getting up in that SUV really was probably a good idea to have an SUV. I have an SUV because I live in the Midwest, and it's kind of requirements. It's not even an option. So yeah, but I said this would be all over the place. I'm talking about SUVs. So trying to just remember everything. So cherry juice, the fish oil pills, and just watching different things. And on the cable, on the, what is the Food Network, all the things I'm going to eat and all those things, and not realizing you're not going to be eating that. So it was a struggle as far as food goes. I didn't have pancakes, I think, for 10 years at first because I couldn't really eat anything. And I was reading every label and just looking at all of the horrible ingredients in the food and what is marketed as food. Most of that stuff is just substances disguised as food. And I think our taste buds have been hijacked. And I don't even think that stuff is food isn't even supposed to taste that decadent. So, yeah. So fast forward, going through all of this, I'm trying to remember everything that I did. Oh, I had to change hair products. I couldn't use the regular shampoo that I was using. I struggled to find hair products that didn't have gluten in them that wasn't damaging to my hair. And then I was just led to so much. I was also led to Dr. Sabi. Oh my gosh, Dr. Sabi. I don't know if y'all heard of him. And his later on led to his sons. his non-biological son, KT, the arch degree, and also his biological son, Victor Bowman. And just looking at all the videos and listening to all the videos and just my mouth hanging wide open, not realizing all the lies we've been told and what we're supposed to be eating, what we should not be eating, and all the horrible things that happen to our bodies when we put in there, when we ingest things that aren't food. We're not supposed to be eating it. We're supposed to be eating things that are in our environment. We have herbs that are growing outside in the grass. And they have been telling people for years, and they, meaning the people who want us sick and don't want us to know about the herbs, which is for the healing of the nations. Those green, boring slabs of grass, they told you all that those weeds are unsightly. Those weeds, most of those are herbs. They don't want us to know about it. Dandelion, burdock grows all over the place. I would encourage you to get an herb book or even use your phone. Take a picture of just any random flower that doesn't look like grass and just find out what it is and the medicinal values of it. Oh yeah, that green slab of growing grass. Use your weed killer and get rid of it because it's unsightly. Because we don't want you to learn that it's actually an herb and it's healthy for you, and you don't need to take these expensive pharmaceutical medications that cause side effects that you have to get another medication to get rid of the side effect, and now you're taking 20 pills and you're not getting any better. You're just being treated, managed. Any doctor that says they're going to treat or manage anything, I'm running. I need it to be reversed. The healings, the herbs for the healing of the nation. I don't believe the Creator created us to be sick. And I know it's difficult to let go of some of those horrible foods because I know I struggled. I still went back to Doritos because I used to come back. So Fridays was my day that I came in and I would relax. So Saturdays I'd go shopping and just shop, clothing shop, shoe shop. But Friday I come in, I'll have Snickers, that Chicago mix popcorn, or that Critters popcorn, or I'll have Milk Duds, and I would just sit up and binge watch cable because I was paying for it. But I didn't pay a lot. I never paid over $25 for cable because I didn't have time to watch it. And I didn't see paying more than $25 for something that I'm not going to use. So I know I'm all over the place. I just left and talked about cable TV. I haven't had cable TV since 2015 when they went up. They doubled it. I had Wow Cable. I started off paying like $9, and then it kept going up, and finally it went to 40. I was like, nope, not paying that. Nope, because I got to the point where I didn't even want to watch TV. I used to watch Cartoon Network. I think that's mainly all I used to watch, and I watched cooking shows and real estate shows. But I just went off again, off the subject. So anywho, what was I at? So yeah, what was I talking about? I don't even know. Forgive me, you all. So yes, so taking all of these, yeah, the food. Oh, Dr. Sabi. And then I was looking up different videos. I was led to Rachel Ama and who else? Ty's Punch's Kitchen. Who else? Blended Abode. And I got most of the recipes from there. I think Rachel Ama, I she had a pancake recipe, and I was so excited to see the recipe and to try it. So this journey was about 10 years, and is still with conditions because I have to make sure that I do PT at home and use a backspacer and just eat real food. You know, Dr. Sabi has a nutritional guide, and I'm quite sure that he has not tested any food, all the foods, in the world, but his reasoning behind that is he was a steam engineer, I believe, and he, in his spare time, he would test different foods for acidity, and the ones that were acidic caused inflammation in the body. I hope I'm not confusing anyone. So he put the ones that were not acidic on his nutritional food guide. So the ones that cause inflammation, right? Yeah, they're not on that guide. So, and Sabi, Dr. Sabi, who's no longer with us, who we all believe was murdered because he God, Yahweh gave him the ability to mix herbs to reverse the cancer, mm, and Alzheimer's, dementia, all kinds of leukemia, sickle cell, all kinds of things. If you don't know of him, binge watch his videos instead of watching stupid idiot TV that's not gonna help you, but just waste your time and just turn your mind into mush. Yeah, watch those videos. Listen, you can even listen to them. There's a lot of great recipes as well. So I was like, what am I going to eat? Because I became vegan, alkaline, electrical vegan, and I guess I didn't know what to eat, how to eat, because I was still hungry. So I finally figured out what to eat, how much to eat, and so I would be satiated. And also which herbs to take for different things. Oh, I left out something. Wait, let me go back. Did I address the what I used to eat? So, a hack for Doritos, Trader Joe's nacho cheese tortillas. I don't know if they have the same ingredients. They had real whole ingredients in it, nothing synthetic, and they didn't taste exactly like Doritos, but they were, something that was pretty close enough. And then I think I used to eat those. Oh, I can't think of the name. Glutino Oreo cookies. They had sandwich cookies, and I would eat their Glutino cookies. That was closer to Oreos. It kind of tastes just like it. So that was my Friday night eating thing. That's what I would eat and relax and recover from the work week. No more Saturdays. Look, no more shopping. I don't think I've gone because I used to get up early. You know, they have those Kohl's early bird specials. I would get up early. Sometimes I would go late Friday as well. They would have the late night one, and I go to Kohl's and shop all day long. I would be Kohl's, Penny's, Carson's. I would be in the store all day long just buying stuff. like so. Where was I after this? So Dr. Sabian recipes. Okay, so the recipes, you know, just learning, and I hadn't had fried chicken, and I missed that, and I was eventually led to. I think Linda DeVoe has an fried chicken mock. Fried chicken. It is oyster mushrooms. And if you're allergic to mushrooms, I apologize. Because those oyster mushrooms fried with sage and different seasonings and breadings on, oh my gosh. And I just started eating the one with the actual wet breading. All this time I've been eating the regular dry breading. I recently made the one with the wet batter. Oh my gosh, I have been missing out. I have been missing out. So, oh, okay. So I was talking about how I was spending at least $800 a month. So throughout this journey, being led to Dr. Sadie, I went from $800 a month to maybe $50 a month because now I was purchasing herbs instead of supplements. Yeah. So the health food store, yeah, yeah. Just because the health food store doesn't mean that they're not trying to sell things as well. But those herbs is like $10 a packet, and you don't have to take a lot. And I didn't really take a lot. And I'm not going to say what I took because I don't want anybody going. to try and take that, and then something happens, goes wrong, and then they're blaming you. All are blaming me. So and I sound tired because I'm a little bit, but in the spirit of obedience, I needed to do this. This is a long overdue, and I hope I didn't confuse too many people. But so my discs today, they are not touching because haven't been wearing 2-inch heels. I haven't been I've been sitting properly. I have my sleep number bed is still going strong. I got the double bed and it's still going strong, and it has a 20-year warranty on it as well. My Bionic, believe it or not, I have the same insoles in my Bionic shoes, and I put them in other different shoes that I have that aren't Bionics, and they work out fine. Because I think Bionics was sold. Clark's bought Bionics, and I heard that the quality of the Bionics shoes went down greatly. So, what else can I talk about? Oh, also, hmm, I guess maybe that's it. But I hope this live helps someone when they watch it in the future. And thanks for watching. Like I said, if this helped you, go ahead and subscribe, like, share, and then ring the notification bell so you can get some more videos. I thought this live would be a lot longer. I hope that I didn't skip over too much, and I'm hoping that I did not leave out anything. Oh yeah, I want to talk about sea moss. Is one of the herbs that I actually take. So sea moss is great for. It's actually a like your. Oh, I can't think of the word. Collagen. It's like a collagen. And I tried the first time I tried sea moss. Someone told me to put it in some hot chocolate and make a hot chocolate. No way. I tasted every bit of it. Sea moss powder kind of tastes like dirty seawater. It's the grossest taste on the planet to me. So I have to put it in a smoothie, a completely fruit smoothie. I have to put it in there, and I don't taste any of it, not one bit. I put 1 teaspoon, and I don't taste not one bit of it. And I think that is it. I may put a photo of all the supplements that I was taking. They were so pricey. I thank Yahweh for the deliverance from 800, at least $800 supplements, pills. Wow. I wish this would not have happened, but you have to have a test so that you can have a testimony, and Yahweh gets the glory. So, thank you all for listening to my Faceless Live. I have a face for radio, that's why I'm not on here. Bless you and yours, and thank you for taking the time out to listen to this. And once again, I pray that this helped someone. Thank you.